Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the hashtag TFR Motivation Monday Zoom. We are Dr. Dondi and Marcy Nettles, and we have an incredible Zoom session for you today. But before we get into that and unleash an amazing powerhouse Elite Pro 9 on you, we've got some stuff we got to go over.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're able to be here with us live on Monday nights, that is so awesome. There's nothing like being somewhere when it's happening right then. But if you happen to be like us and want to listen to it again or can't make the live broadcast, you can always go and subscribe, and make sure you also click that bell, the dinger, so you get notifications on the Team Freedom Reigns YouTube channel. So make sure after we're done tonight, go to Team Freedom Reigns on YouTube, subscribe, as well as hit that little bell
so you get the notifications.
All right, so moving forward here, guys, we miss you. We miss your
Seriously.
hugs, and we miss getting all the hand-to-hand information that we need to be professionals and successful in this opportunity. Your next opportunity, Global Convention, Las Vegas, Nevada in October. Please make sure that you go and get pre-registered. It's $199 right now. Many of you have free tickets if you came in on the Gold or the Platinum Pack distributor packages. And remember, through the end of June, so that's this month, you can continue earning points in that convention, the Road to Convention promotion that's going on. Some of you have already won some serious prizes.
Two things I know to be true about the upcoming convention. First of all, we're going to turn Sin City into Win City.
Whoop, whoop.
And as they say, what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. This is going to break that trend. This is going to go global, so make sure you're there. So monthly marketing playbook, the corporate marketing team and the internet people and all the people that make all these really cool shareables and this content have gone off the rails with creating some amazing stuff, from product of the month, which we the packets or the what do they call them?
The focus, the sachets, the tri-synergizer. Okay,
the packs,
I'm not
or
sure what you're doing. Let's just go on.
Yeah, there's multiple options, but you just need to go all the way. See, obviously I didn't drink my Axio today, so why don't you just take over this?
I've got mine. All right, guys. So the monthly marketing playbook has everything in there that you need to be able to share your business to those you care about. The bundles.
That's what I was trying to get. The bundles.
Month, blogs, social shareables. There's even videos there, just like this one. So if you need that mental focus and like to get a discount on your products, make sure that you take advantage of that promo, as well as making sure all of your prospects know about it as well. All right, so the Flip the Business Switch promo, we just went debt-free in March. And so all this cash is just waiting for each one of you to claim it. Many of you have already earned substantial amounts of money. It's like thousands of dollars in this bonus. So make sure that if you are trying to reach a new rank, return to a rank, or helping mentor people get those new ranks or return, that you let us know how we can help you, and make sure that you keep on going, because it's through the end of this month that you have the opportunity to either reach, return, or mentor, and then you can get a maintenance month next month on the amazing bonuses.
We need to add the word Benjamins. 3 ways to earn Benjamins.
Lots of them.
So we have now introduced, and we started to tease you with it. We've got the launch guide coming out. We got the launch guide that's out now. Everybody's embracing it. This ITT, Invite Tool Team System. It is the unified system that everybody's going to be working with, and moving forward, it's going to create some massive momentum in all of your businesses, because we're all doing the same thing.
So going back to that monthly marketing playbook, you're going to find all kinds of amazing things on there that you can use for promoting these things as well. This is the step 2, the LVO, LifeVantage Overview, taking control with LifeVantage Corporate Tuesday night presentation. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is the Zoom information and the password. Just make sure that you're checking your email and the Facebook pages for all the details, including who the presenter is going to be. Because right now it's a cliffhanger. We're not quite sure, and we can't wait to see who that is. But get inviting.
Whoever it is, they're going to be powerful.
Yeah, but on top of that, you always know who these presenters are, right?
That'd be us.
That's us. We offer these 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. If you happen to see the email or the Facebook post this week and it says Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. It's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I don't know what I was thinking, but please take advantage of these. It's always the same Zoom link. As long as you use the link, you do not need a password.
Very important.
Yeah. And by the way, you have to invite to build your business.
True. And we've got this unbelievable, since March, going on, this Success Mastery, where every Saturday, 90 minutes of power-packed and mind-blowing training on the in-depth dive into our products, the science, why it's so relevant and groundbreaking, unbelievable tactics on and training principles on how to build your business, and then an amazing wrap it all up call to action by somebody who is at least a Master Pro 10 typically, and unbelievable, and who actually had our special guest tonight was on it this couple days ago and just crushed with his story. So this is unbelievable training. If you have not been on them, I don't know why. You need to be, but it's the 90 minutes of the absolute best training that LifeVantage has to offer. You need to make it a fixture of your Saturday mornings.
Yeah, if you're serious about building a successful business, this must be a must attend. Okay, guys, you need to be on these trainings because you will get to hear from people just like our special guest tonight, Elite Pro 9, Greg Dieker. You know, this guy, he's so amazing. We have so much in common, first of all, but just his heart. We go back many, many years when we first met in a lobby. When I met him and his wife, Angelique, and they've just become really, really dear friends. And now we're on this journey building LifeVantage together. And we are so excited for him to be our special guest tonight because, you know, this is not an easy journey. And if you've had an easy journey of this with LifeVantage, I'm pretty sure that you're fooling yourself. But he has been through some pretty serious obstacles along the way. I mean, just with spine surgeries alone, many people would say, enough, throw in the towel, but not this guy. I'm sure glad Greg gets to talk next because my tongue's getting all tied up. But what would you like to say about this amazing guest that we have tonight?
Just that there is the utmost professionalism in Greg and the absolute epitome of character. When you look up the word character and unbelievable, impeccable discipline, following a true north compass heading, this is your guy right here. Greg is just unwavering in his belief to help people and walk the line that is going to bless everybody and show the consistency of his moral compass. And he's just a great all-around guy. Plus, he's an amazing leader in this company. He's been here since the beginning, can tell us some things. I love listening to stories about when he talks about him and the chairman of our board and their conversations. But just unbelievable leader, unbelievable man, unbelievable mentor. Our presenter tonight, Elite Pro 9, Greg Dieker from Colorado.
Yeah, so can you join us, Mr. Greg Dieker? We sure do appreciate you being here and saying yes last minute, as a matter of fact. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I am always happy to respond to requests from two people that I adore. And first of all, it's an honor. Thank you. Anytime someone invites me to come talk to their team, I truly generally consider it an honor, genuinely, because you know, for people to take their time to listen to what I have to share and for you to have trust in me to share with your team the kinds of things that are going to support your program and your leadership. I always appreciate that. And so thank you for having me here. And so, you know, it's just exciting for me. There's so many things going on right now in our company, in our world, in our business. And I think right now is not only an interesting, but a critical and an exciting time kind of all rolled into one. And it seems to change from day to day. It's not the same. That's kind of maybe one of the things that's great of our business is every day is just a little bit different than the day before. But you asked me to come on tonight and spend a little bit of time telling my story and talking about overcoming obstacles. And I would love to do that. For those of you who are on the call who don't know me, my name is Greg Dieker. I live in Elizabeth, Colorado. If you know where Denver is, Elizabeth is kind of south and east of Denver, about an hour's long drive. I'm lucky to live out on the plains. My wife and I live on a small ranch. It's a beautiful little place you know, 140 acres that I walk out the front door of the house and I can see Pikes Peak to the south. I can see the Rockies to the west. A little over 2,000 ponderosa pine trees on the property. So we're heavily treed. It's beautiful. It's kind of like living in the mountains. Our house is ringed by 75-foot tall pine trees in the backyard. If we were sitting in the backyard right now, you would swear I was in Winter Park or someplace like that. That's how beautiful it is in my backyard. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed and fortunate, and I know it, and I never, ever take that for granted. The way I got involved in this it's kind of a bit of a long story, but very simply, I spent 26 years working in corporate America. Very successfully. I did very well. I climbed the ladder. I made a lot of good money. The last 15 years I was in corporate America, I was in six-figure salary range every year. It was a great place to be. The last position I was in, I was with a software company doing anti-spam, antivirus software for large corporations. And I loved it. I loved the product. I loved the people. I liked what we were doing. I liked how we were saving people money. I liked how we were saving people grief and aggravation for all that spam and junk that was coming into their mailboxes. But unfortunately, I was in charge of one of the two product lines we had. And at one point in time, the venture capitalists decided we weren't going to go forward with two product lines, only one, and it wasn't mine. Despite the fact we were successful, very successful, it wasn't going to be my product line. And because of that, I went from making $250,000 to making nothing overnight. They walked 19 of us out the door and said, "Thank you very much. Don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out." And that was shocking to say the least. I had worked so hard for that company to build for them, and I felt like I had earned, in a way, and you never earn this. This is what I learned the hard way about corporate America. You never earn the right for your job. No matter how hard you work, no matter what you do, you've never earned the right to that job. You've earned the right to come back the next day until they tell you can't come back anymore. That's pretty much what it is. And so it was a lesson I had to learn. The sad part about it was I spent the next 18 months unemployed. In the process, we lost our home, we lost our savings, we lost our 401k. We pretty much lost everything but our pride. That was it. Thank God my wife had a good job. She was able to keep us from going bankrupt or foreclosed, which could have happened to us any 60 days if that's how bad it was. But like I said, in the end, we lost $1.5 million home we built by ourselves, and we lost all the money in it. You know, it was unbelievable. And I had rolled my old 401k into that, $1.2 million into that. And so I lost my entire 401k, basically all my retirement. So I had to start over from scratch. When I did find employment, I ended up finding employment as a deputy sheriff. So that's something that Marcy and I bonded over from the very start when we very first met. I think we met in Phoenix for the first time, was the first time we ever met. And we got into that conversation and started talking about law enforcement, and that's how it all got started. And so, you know, it's one of those things that it was a job, but as Marcy would tell you, it doesn't pay a lot of money. It's one of those jobs you get your satisfaction of not on payday, but in helping people. And I used to say I wanted to help and educate people every day. And as long as I got to help and educate people every day, we'd get along great. The ones that did not want to be helped and educated and wanted to give up their time and their money, I accommodated them. It was that simple. You know, there's two kinds of folks out there, and you're going to run into both. But I knew that I had another future. I knew that I had something else I wanted to do. I didn't know exactly what it was yet, but I was continuing to look. Well, just so happens one day I'm in my chiropractor's office, Dr. Gary Campbell. I think a lot of you guys all know him. And Skip says to me, "Greg," as I'm walking out the door, he says, "Greg, what are you doing tonight?" I said, "Nothing." "Why?" And he said, "Come back at 6:30. I got something I want to share with you." That's all he said. He didn't say anything else. He didn't say Potanum or LifeVantage or superoxide dismutase or Dr. Joe McCord. He didn't say anything. He just said, "I got something I want to share with you," and that's it. Because of the fact I have a lot of credibility for him, not only as a doctor, but as a friend, because we'd known each other for 12 years and spent a lot of Christmas Eves, and they come to my house every Christmas Eve. We were great, great, great friends. And so when he said, "Come back at 6:30, I knew I was coming, because he wouldn't ask me if it wasn't important. So I tell you that story because I had a lot of credibility with Skip. You have more credibility with people than you think you do. Use your credibility. Do not be afraid to say to someone, "Listen, I got something really important to share with you. Can you come to my house tonight? Can I take you to coffee? Can I meet you for lunch tomorrow?" And when they say, "What is it?" you say, "You'll find out then. But it's important to me, and I think it might be important to you." It's credibility. Use your credibility. You've earned that currency by creating friends and building your life and building your businesses. You've created that currency. Do not be afraid to spend that currency and just say, "Out of the respect of our friendship, give me half an hour of your time. Let's talk." So anyway, I come back that night. I see the LifeVantage story, and I knew right then and there this was special. I didn't understand the science, didn't understand a whole lot of things, but I understood this was different than anything else I'd ever seen before, and I liked everything I saw about it. Now, mind you, I had quite a bit of experience in network marketing. In fact, I'd done 7 other companies, and I guess you could call me a 7-time loser, or sometimes failure, because I never made enough money in any one of those 7 companies to even cover my expenses, much less hit it out of the park like we have here. So what's the difference? Is it me? I don't think so. I think it's LifeVantage. I think it's the opportunity. I think it's the product. I think it's the timing. I think it's the leadership. I think it's the culture, amazing culture. You know, we're not on the same team, but we're the best of friends because of the culture this company creates. And so all those things together to me create what I call the magic cross. And I think we have it here. And that's why a guy like me who failed 7 other times has been able to have the level of success I've had here. I give all that success to my team. I've got some of the hardest working people you've ever known. I was blessed early in the game to get lovely people like Bert DuBois and Amber Swanson on early in my business, driving 2 big legs of my team, and a whole bunch of other elites that came up through those organizations that today are my dearest friends and wouldn't be here without LifeVantage. So I'm blessed to have that team I have, and I do not take any one of them, not one person, for granted every day. Along the way, though, there were obstacles. Okay. Now, this was not an easy path. In fact, it was the only network marketing, I shouldn't say that, the second network marketing company ever I joined that was brand new. The first one ever actually got shut down by the Federal Trade Commission as a pyramid scheme. So I learned a real lesson there. We didn't last very long, about 7 months. But I didn't get even a chance to go through Whitewater with those guys. But did we get to do that here? Yes, we did. And what an amazing learning experience. For those of you who are newbies on the line today, you have walked into a finely tuned machine. Does it have a few burps every now and then? Do we get a little water in the gas every now and then? Yeah, we do. Okay. But when you consider that when I started at this 10.5 years ago, we had one product, cost $40. So you're trying to build your entire business on a $40 product. And we had no marketing material. We had nothing other than an ABC primetime video and cocktail napkins, because that's what we were drawing the plan on. We didn't have tear-off sheets. We didn't have all the nifty marketing material that's in that marketing playbook that Marcy was so brilliantly talking about. We didn't have any of that stuff. If you had it, it's because you made it. I think I wrote the first ever tear-off sheet that was in the company, and it was called a 1 through 9 because it had 9 topics on it and 3 little bullet points under each of the 9, and it was a way to walk people through an entire presentation. And quite honestly, I stole that from one of the other companies I came from that we did a 1 through 9 on. So it wasn't my original material. I just used it. But as the saying goes in this industry, there's no such thing as new material. It's just stuff that we completely recycle. And as I like to tell people, rip off and disseminate. That's what R&D actually stands for, is rip off and disseminate. So borrow it from someplace else, share it someplace else. But we saw a lot of whitewater, a lot of whitewater. But in the meantime, we continued to grow. We grew financially. We grew leadership-wise. We changed leaders of the team. We've been through 3 CEOs. We've been through, multiple people trying to sue this company for no good reason, and we've had to go through the explaining to people why it's a joke, and then all of a sudden the lawsuit goes away. I mean, the reality is when nobody goes after somebody who's doing badly, they go after people doing well. We were doing well. And so the whitewater just kept coming and coming and coming, and there's still a little of that comes flying around every now and then, but it's so much smaller today than what it used to be. So if you're new, know that there's a system in place, and the system is getting better. The first piece of the new system, which these guys were talking about earlier, that we are the ITT, which we're now sharing coast to coast. And I'm telling my entire team, use it. Use it. You know why? Because I want everybody in Tampa and Temecula and Topeka all using the same system. Because if I know what you're using, I can help you with it. If I don't know what you're using, I can't help you with it. But the company is in the process of developing customer acquisition, customer onboarding systems, distributor acquisition, distributor onboarding systems that we're going to be able to use global enterprise-wide to build this monster. And I'm going to tell you what, my personal experience or opinion of why so many other companies out there now are twice the size we are and 3 times the size we are and 4 times the size we are that have inferior products is they have systems we don't have. So I'm super excited to see this come out. The first piece of it's fabulous. Love the first piece. If that's an indication of what's to come as it grows, I think we're all in for nothing but the best. And that kind of gets me to the point of talking about obstacles and vision. I talked a little bit about vision on Saturday, and I actually have an entire presentation I do that takes about 45 minutes. We're not going to do that tonight, but I call it Vision Cast, because I think it's incredibly important that you as a leader, and if you're in this business and you've been here for longer than 10 minutes, you are a leader, because the next thing you're going to do is introduce this to someone and lead them here. And you need to be able to paint a vision for that person. Whether you've been here 10 minutes, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years, you need to be able to paint a vision to every single person that you talk to about this company. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they do not buy Protanum, they do not buy True Science, they do not buy Axio, they do not buy NAD. You know what they buy? You. And they buy your vision. If your vision, your passion, your excitement, your energy, your inspiration is there, they're going to go, I want something that he has. I want whatever it is she has. That's what they're going to do. And so that's why you have to have a vision. I'm blessed now to look back 10 years and look at where my vision was 10 years ago. And quite honestly, it was a hope and a prayer built on cocktail napkins and gasoline. It really was. I kept saying, I think we can, I think we can, I think we can, I think, and then it got to be, I know we can, I know we can. But the point being is that I had this vision that said, if we do this just right, 10 years from now, this is going to be unbelievable. Well, it got to be unbelievable in a hurry, at least for me. Our first 5-figure check came in 10 months. Elite status came in 13 months. I retired from my job in law enforcement in 18 months on 4.5 times what the sheriff was paying me. It worked. And by the way, I do not tell you that story to impress you. I tell that story to impress upon you. It is possible. So many people think it's not possible. It is. If a guy like me, who's a 7-time failure in this industry and kept coming back and coming back and coming back and finally found my home, can do what I've done, anybody can do this here. I don't care who you are. Network marketing does not care about your age. It does not care about your education. It does not care about your gender. It doesn't care about your sexual orientation. It doesn't care about the color of your skin. It doesn't care about your geopolitical or anything else. It cares about nothing other than how hard you want to work and the results you want to create. It's up to you. And are you going to come across some obstacles along that way? You are. I tell people easily, I tell this to people all the time. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. I've never done anything harder than what I'm doing right now, but I've also never done anything more satisfying. When I get to see people change their lives dramatically, whether they're changing their health or they're changing their income, or they're changing the zip code that they live in or the car that they drive, or just being able to sleep at night now because they know that they're going to be okay, it's amazing. The number of LifeVantage people I've talked to during this last few months while the rest of the world has been forced home and some of them forced out of jobs, everybody I'm talking to at LifeVantage is still smiling. We're still laughing. We're still family. We're stoked. You know why? Because this whole world is as bad a mess as it's in right now. This whole world, everybody needs 2 things, and they want it. They want better health and they want better finances. They want more foundation for their family so that when the next pandemic hits, they don't have to worry about it. And we have that solution. All we have to do is share it with them. Is it going to fit for everybody? No, not a chance in the world. It's not designed to. But the people it does fit for, it could be the best thing that ever happened to them. And what if you didn't introduce them to it? You've got to go out and talk to them. As I said on Saturday, if they can fog a mirror, you need to talk to them. Find out what their needs, wants, pains, desires are, and see whether or not we have a solution. If you can't solve problems in their life, don't try. Don't. Then you're forcing it on them. Then it's about you, not about them. But if they've got a need, want, pain, desire that we can help with, then it's your obligation, your responsibility to go out and help others. Okay? That's what you've got to do. You absolutely have to do it. So when I look at this, and why am I so excited despite everything that's gone on, despite the obstacles I've faced in the time that I've been with this company, I've had 2, 3, 4, 5 serious surgeries. I've had my spine fused twice. I've had a knee replaced. I've had the other knee operated on twice. I've had a shoulder operated on. I've had a hip replaced. I spent 6 months in a wheelchair, and I just kept going. And it didn't matter. I just kept going. And the reason I kept going was I had a vision for what it was going to be like when we'd overcome all these obstacles. So as I said, my vision started 10 years ago, looking forward on a hope and a prayer, gasoline, and a cocktail napkin. Now, 10 years later, I'm able to look back at that and go, wow, look what we've accomplished in 10 years. We've got what, 23 products now? Don D and Marcy probably know better than I do. I don't count that well. I count on my wife to count the paycheck, for crying out loud. She pays all the bills. But I don't, you know, 10 years ago, I never imagined we'd have 20 some products. 10 years from now, how many will we have? Will there be 20 more? I don't know. Will there be more? Yeah, there's going to be more. We're going to fill more needs in people's lives. But as long as they're good needs and good products, then it's not like creating a catalog that's 3 inches thick like some companies have. We're not going to do that. We're going to solve problems in people's lives. And that's what I've learned in the last 10 years, is that we're solving problems in people's lives. And that's why I'm so excited now about what the next 10 can be. What can the next 3 be for you? The next 5 be for you? Can the next 7 or 10 be for you? You've got to have that vision. And the only way you have that vision is for you to put it out there. You have to think about, where do I want to be in 3 years? And what is it going to take for me to get there? And if you don't know, sit down with your mentor, sit down with your enroller, sit down with Don D and Marcy, and sit down with me, find out. We'll help you craft that and say, this is where I want to be in 3 or 5 or 10 years. All right? And that's not pie in the sky stuff. That's stuff, it's real stuff. Real stuff. But those are the goals for you to look at. Those are the vision for you to look at. That's something for you to keep your eye on the ball when the white water does hit, when the obstacles do come. And they will come. I'm going to guarantee you, they will come. It's just part of this industry. I'm on Eric Worre's mastermind group, 46 people. We get together once a week for an hour or two, and I get to learn from the sharpest $1 million a month, $1 million a year, $20 million a year people that are in this industry. I get to learn from them. And every one of them says, Whitewater's here, it's here to stay. It's going to go out and come back and go out and come back, but we're all going to see it. It's just part of the industry. Just get used to it, tumble to it, and go, okay, let's work our way through it and be gone. And it's just part of the game. So understand that. But if you have a strong vision, guess what? You'll get right through it. You will get right through it. I promise you, you will. And so let me talk about a subject that I talked about on Saturday a little bit, and that was why versus vision. We talk a lot about why in this industry. And when I first got in this business, my why was very clear. I was dead broke. Dead broke. I needed money. And so I went to work hard, and I made about $1,050 or something like that in my first month, which for me was fantastic. When you're only making $3,000 a month as a cop, you put an extra $1,000 on top of that. Wow, I just increased my take-home pay by 33%. It was amazing. Okay. The next month we did a little bit better than that. The next month we did a little bit better than that. And I still remember, I tell the story, I remember putting the paycheck on the counter, my wife picking up that paycheck and looking at it and going, holy cow. She goes, is this real? Will this cash? And I said, yes, it'll cash. I said, it's real. She goes, is it going to last? And I said, well, absolutely, it's going to last. I have confidence. We're here to stay. She goes, great, I need a new car. So that's next month, $600 a month out of that check went to Mama's new car, which now she's gotten another new car a couple of years ago. The same deal. Is this going to hold? Is it going to, okay, it's time for me to get another new car. So anyway, I tell that story because it's so much fun doing this, not having to worry about whether you can afford a new car. It's kind of cool. But I want to talk about why, and I want to talk about vision. Today, I don't have a why. I don't have that all-encompassing thing that keeps me driving every day. What keeps me driving is my vision for what it's going to be like 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years from now. Who will I be able to help? Where will I be able to help them? Am I going to be working in New Zealand? Am I going to be working in Australia? Am I going to be working in London? Am I going to be working in Canada? Am I going to be working in Topeka, Kansas? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to wherever I am helping someone get out of this what they want. Not what I want, what they want. Because I know damn good and well, if I can help enough people get what they want, I get what I want out of this deal. That's how it works. That's how the entire industry works. But I have to have a vision for that. I have to have a vision to say, how many people can I help? Where can I help them at? And in the end, what do I get out of this? Okay. Well, I get that pleasure and knowledge of knowing that I've helped a lot of people, number one, But two, I finally put myself in a position to help others the way I want to. My church has a building project going on right now. I really wish I could walk into the pastor of my church and write a $200,000 check and say, here's 200 grand, put it in the budget. Tell everybody you have a $200,000 matching gift. And that when they put up 200,000, you've now got 400,000. That's what I want you. Those are the kinds of things I want to do. And then I want to say, and by the way, you don't know where this money came from, and nor does anybody else. I don't need anyone to know I'm the guy. I just want to know that I can help other people when the time comes, that I can help those folks. And that's what I want to do. I want to grow this thing so big. I don't know if you guys know who Pittsburgh Plate Glass is, PPG, that company. They make almost all glass in the world, it seems like. The CEO and founder of that company has said his goal is to give away 99% of his income. His board of directors continues to vote him raises in salary year after year after year, and he makes an ungodly salary, a disgustingly ungodly salary, but they know for a fact that he gives away over 90% of his income every year, and his goal is to get to the point where he can give away 99. Now that, my friends, is cool. That is cool. When I was first in this company, I met a couple that they're no longer here, and they went on to another company, and so be it. But one of the things that Cynthia Delaney said to me early on in this game was, she sat me down one night, we were having a conversation, and she said, Greg, I see great abundance coming your way. She said, when it does, your job is to share that abundance. And I've never forgotten those sage words. And that's why every time a high school kid comes to me and they need a donation for the project they're working on, or they need a donation for the team they're on, or for the play that they're putting on, or whatever it is, I donate. I might only donate 25 or 50 or 75 or 100 bucks, but I donate to all of them because I've got the ability now to do that. I've got that level of abundance. But someday I want that to be to the point where those checks aren't $25, they're $2,500. They're not $50, they're $5,000. I want to blow their minds. And then I want to tell them, you don't get to tell anybody where this came from. You just need to go blow the minds of the people you're working with and tell them it's a gift. That's what I want to do. I want to see other people grow with the gifts that we've been given. But you have to have a vision for that. If you don't have a vision for that and you don't keep your eye on that ball, you won't get through the whitewater. The whitewater will knock you off track. It will keep you from meeting your goals. And so with that, that's my vision. That's kind of the short round of my vision. When people ask me, why do I feel so strongly about this company? I mean, I could read this. I'll hold it up. I could read this. There's over 50 reasons on these 2 pages about what this company's accomplished in the last 2 to 3 years, things that have happened here that tell me what the next 10 is going to be like. And so when I sit down with somebody and talk to them about BlackRock investing in our company, or Aaron Brockovich joining our board of directors, or all these Stevie Awards that we've won the last 3 years, those aren't jokes, folks. Those are legit. Those aren't jokes. About Forbes named 3 years ago, naming us in the top 5, all those kinds of things. I mean, the reality is those are the little building blocks to my foundation over here that makes my foundation stronger every day, to know that what I'm doing here is rock solid. We had a major obstacle hit our business here a few years ago, and in the process we lost a $100,000 leg of business overnight. And my wife, quite honestly, wanted me to quit. She couldn't believe I was willing to stay. And I said, you know what? You know why I'm staying? It's still the best game in town. We'll get through it. We will get through this obstacle. We will get through this whitewater. We will make it happen. But it's still the best game in town. Now, and we haven't completely rebuilt that leg yet, but we're damn close, and we're working on it. And so, but the reality is that it's my vision that's kept me down the road of where it's going to be in 5 years and what I need to do to be there in 5 years, that's kept me doing that, and has kept that other piece away from me, kept me from thinking about going someplace else. Because I don't want to work this hard again, guys. This was some of the hardest work I've ever done in my life for the last 10 years. I go someplace else, I don't want to do that again. I'm staying right here. I'm a lifer. You can't get rid of me. Sorry, can't get rid of me. So with that, let me close with 3 things that I love to tell everybody, and especially for those of you who are new and have not heard this before. If you write these 3 things down associated with your vision, these 3 things can carry you through almost anything. Number 1 is, you must have a massive vision. It's got to be bigger than you. It's a massive vision. It's not a little vision. It's not tunnel vision. It's a massive, massive vision, okay? It's not just your why. It encompasses your why, goes beyond your why, and it gets bigger all the time, this massive vision for your future. Number 2, you must exhibit the proper behaviors in all ways. That means the systems you use, the way you talk to people, how you represent your products, how you represent yourself, how you interact with your team, how you recruit. You must exhibit the proper behaviors across the board. You learn a lot from everyone. Every leader you get on the line with is going to have something you can learn with to say, I'm not doing that in my business, but I should be. Exhibit the proper behaviors. On social media, face-to-face, on the phone, it doesn't matter. The proper behaviors are the proper behaviors. Exhibit them always. And that's number 2. Number 3, and the most important, never quit. Not now, not ever. Do not quit. I promise you, if you do those 3 things, have a massive vision, massive, massive, massive vision. Exhibit proper behaviors, which means you're going to all the events, you're getting all the training, you're doing all the things that you see other successful people doing. That you're recognizing that if you're doing something and it's not working, stop doing it and do something else. If you don't know what else to do, ask someone. Ask someone that's having success. Go, tell me what you're doing over here. They're going to tell you, especially if they're an elite already or want to be, because guess what? We get paid on your success. Why wouldn't I tell you the most successful thing I know how to do? That's our culture here. So exhibit the proper behaviors. Go to all the events, go to all the training, learn everything you can, share with your team. R&D, rip off and disseminate. And number 3, never quit. Not now, not ever. If you do that, you get to work with lovely people like Don D and Marcy for the rest of your career and the rest of your life. And, we'll see you down the road. Hey guys, by the way, I don't know if you know it or not, you were talking about Las Vegas for convention. There are people who have posted out there that the company has verified they are canceling convention in October. So do not be surprised if you see that. It's on the Global Impact site and a couple other places. Last week, Justin Rose was quoted as saying on the Building in Depth call that they're looking at March in Salt Lake City. So kind of tuck that in the back of your hat. I got all that secondhand. Can't guarantee it, but I don't want you to be surprised. Okay. So if you get off of this and somebody says, hey, by the way, it is canceled, don't be surprised. I hate to hear it. I really, really, really wanted to be there, and I might be anyway. I'll just go myself, and if you guys want to come join me, I'll come join you.
We'll meet you there.
We'll have a much smaller group, and because of that, they'll probably let us come. But I'm super excited whether we do it, in October, we do it in March. They're talking about, I guess, a massive, epic virtual event in October. So who knows? But guys, I love you all. Thank you again for having me. You're my dearest friends. I love you guys to death. Angelique says hi, and wish you all the best. Hope your families are all healthy and well, and everybody's doing great. And I can't wait to see you in person one of these days soon.
Yes, and if it's not in Las Vegas, we need to make a plan, right? We have to make a plan. And that's the thing, guys, is that things are different now, right? Things are different, but there's things that stay exactly the same all of the time. And what you just covered, Greg, are those things that stay exactly the same all the time. It's the 3 whats, really. It's like, what's your vision? What are you willing to do for it? And what are you not willing to do? And that's quit, right?
Yeah.
Everything you said was on point, and we are so thankful for you. We appreciate you. We just adore you guys. Please give Angelique a hug from me. I miss her so much.
I will. We miss you guys. We miss you terribly.
Love you.
Can't wait to see you in person. Hugs all around.
One thing I want to close with, Greg, is when you were talking about your vision, your why versus your vision, and you were casting it out there, that it just how big you want this to be, because you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get what you want. Those are the nameless, faceless people that are going to be blessed by what you're doing, that will have an impact on them. And the other thing, when you said don't quit, and people were saying, why don't you quit? You have every reason to. It's the nameless, faceless people are the future vision, the people that have names and titles and friends and have changed their lives dramatically, that are part of your team, is why we stay. regardless of the turbulence, regardless of the obstacles, regardless of the white water. It's those people that whose lives have completely changed and they look to us, and we are the reason why they heard about it. And it's such an amazingly gratifying thing to be a part of. And Greg, thank you for always being just the incredible man of character and leadership and mentorship and a dear friend in the process. Thank you so much for spending the time.
I just follow your lead, my friend. That's all I do. Love you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right,
Take
guys.
care.
Have a great night. And remember, invite. Lots of opportunities to invite to. And that's how you build your business. All right. Have a great night.
God bless. Thank you, Greg.
That's exhibiting the proper behavior.
Right.
Yes. On point.
Ciao.
Take care, bud. Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
Love you.